Welcome to Banded the Encore. Good evening. I'm your host, Ashley Live. Thank you for tuning in. We've got an awesome show. The members of Monochromatic will be joining me. They won Song of the Night on tonight's episode with their song, Mira May. So my first guests are Ammon and Leahona Oliver. So really quick, here's a quick bio. Siblings Ammon and Leahona, whose heritage is rooted in Hawaii, are enjoying huge success with solo projects and a joint album since their original song Boom debuted on season 19 of American Idol. In 2021, they were featured on my show, Vibing with Ashley Live, episode 122. So it's so nice to be reconnected with you both again. Tonight was such a fun episode. Let's talk about what inspired you to choose a Spanish vibe for the first song, and how did you go about incorporating that sound into the music? Yeah.
Well, me and Leah, we love that Latin pop vibe. And the first round was a banger song. So we felt that, to get people really involved in the song, to feel the rhythm, to want to dance, we felt that that Latin vibe was something that we really wanted to do. And we've written Spanglish songs before, so we've had a little bit of experience. But yeah, so that's why we really wanted to take that Latin side.
And like he said, we love the Latin pop because it's a crossover. So songs are like in English and in Spanish. And, the industry's huge in Latin pop, and it's super fun, like reggaeton beats and stuff.
Yeah, I love it. It's such a fun vibe, energy. Like, you guys were having so much fun up there, and I love that this was like your first debut as a band together.
Yeah, definitely a fun
How
time.
did you guys come up with the idea for the red outfits, and how did it fit into the concept of the song?
So in the Latin pop world, or in the culture, red is like a main color. Yeah, because Latin culture is very romantic. Yeah, that is true. So when we were picking our outfits, and we are thinking of that, also you use the color red in tango as well. So, it kind of just came together on our brains as we were writing banger.
Yeah.
The culture's romantic, the color red.
Stand out.
Right?
Yeah.
And then we all just
you guys look so phenomenal. Now, did you guys work with a stylist on the show?
We had some stylists, but together though, like as a band, we'd made our own
Yeah, we
outfits.
all came up with our own ideas, I feel like.
And
then
it's
we brought
good
it together.
because most of the band was like all girls except for him.
I didn't do anything. They just told me what to do. I was like, okay.
Like the fashion sense, we kind of all got it down. We were like, okay, yeah, we're gonna wear this. Ammon, just
You were like, Ammon, like you have no say. All the girls just get to tell you what to do, and you're just like, okay, fine, I'll do it. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So can you tell us a little bit more about the dance break that you guys had in the middle of the song? I loved it. What inspired that?
So Ammon and I have done a lot of concerts together, and we just grew up loving music, trying to choreograph. And, it's funny because we came up with this choreography and stuff, but 2 months prior to that, Ammon and I had a concert, and he actually pulled the muscle in my butt.
I did not pull the muscle in your butt. You did that yourself.
Dropping me.
Not drop. You slid slowly.
I slid slowly, and then I pulled the muscle in my butt. Yeah, that's
All her fault.
totally believable.
Yeah, it was. That's what happened.
Sure. But when we did that dance break and we listened to the bridge, we realized that our song was missing something. It's a banger. It's supposed to be fun, things that people want to listen to. They want to get up and dance themselves. So I'm like, why not give them, a little push? So we choreographed it ourselves, and since I pulled the muscle in my butt 2 months prior, I didn't get to do the splits as well as I hoped because I had to use my other leg. But that just goes to show, make sure you trust your partner.
Yeah, so wait, so 2 months prior, he dropped you. So you were still feeling pain during this performance, right?
Yeah,
I was. She's exaggerator.
Yes, I was. I
exaggerator.
So was.
Anything she exaggerates.
Yes.
2 months, that's so long. You should be healed by then.
Yeah, right. I definitely was not. And like every time I stretched, I felt it, and then I would look.
Oh my gosh, and you have to trust your partner, and because you guys are siblings, there's going to be that sibling bond thing going on. You're like, ugh,
Right? So I'm like, what happened, huh?
Whatever, I was feeling it.
Which piece of advice from the judges has the greatest impact on your approach to music?
Well, Mark Schulman was able to give us his advice and his feedback after we won the banger. He said that what we really do is really fun and unique. And he said the music industry needs a lot more of that because talent can only take you so far, but uniqueness can take you all the way.
Yeah, for me, what I really liked was when the judges said we made them smile a lot. Like, we brought them a lot of joy watching us perform, watching us sing. And they wanted to be part of our band. So I was like, yeah, like, come on, join us. So I think that was
Yeah, and you guys are
Yeah, that
so
was the best thing for
unique and
me
you're having
hearing
so
that.
much fun. So I feel like the biggest compliment to receive would be like, hey, you guys are having so much fun. Like, I want to party with you guys on stage. Let me be a part of the band, right?
Yeah,
Right? They
definitely.
even said they wanted to
Yeah,
be
because I
part of
feel
it.
like
Yeah,
the
I
vibe up there
remember.
really, says a lot. And so when people are having fun on stage, people are like, oh my gosh, like, I want to be a part of that. Like, give me some of that energy, right?
Yeah,
Awesome.
definitely.
Well, that's
Yeah,
all the time that we have
Right?
for this
exactly.
evening. But guys, so excited to see what you guys do on the show. And stay tuned for more episodes of Banded on Access TV. Thank you guys so much, and we'll stay tuned.
VeriJet, the best way to travel in a safe, environmentally sensitive, state of the art jet aircraft. VeriJet is changing the way people in the know travel. It gets you where you want to be based on your schedule, not the airlines. No hassle. Fly in perfect comfort, convenience, and safety. Next time you need to fly, fly private. Check out VeriJet. It's more affordable than you may think. Everybody is talking about VeriJet.
Welcome back to Banded the Encore. I'm your host, Ashley Live. My next guest is Joella JoJo Oliver from
Oh,
Monochromatic. Thank you so much for joining us.
woohoo! Thanks for having me.
So just a quick bio. Joella is a Haitian female bassist born in Jersey and raised in Florida. She's had the opportunity to open up and perform for artists like Jordan Fisher, Shaggy, and Darren Criss. She is currently working as a freelance bassist while becoming a Grammy award winning artist. Welcome!
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Yes, so excited to have you on the podcast. How's your night going?
Pretty good, pretty swell. I worked out today with my new trainer, so I'm excited about the gains that I'll get.
Yes, I love it. I think working out is so important to like your mental
Absolutely.
and physical health. And it's just
Absolutely.
like
Absolutely.
so important to make it a part of your day, you know?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So let's talk about you guys winning Song of the Night. It had to be incredible. So, can you
Woo!
describe the emotions that you experienced when you found out you won?
Man, I mean, to be honest, first of all, of course we were gonna win song number one. That song was too good to not win song of the night, and we were just excited. If anything, it motivated us to work harder, for the other songs and the other challenges. So yeah, it was good. It was great. Grateful.
Yeah, and it was so cool because it's like we didn't know who was going to win, and then all of a sudden it was you guys.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm blessed for sure. We're blessed for sure.
What was one of your most favorite moments in the process of creating or performing the song?
Wow. My favorite moment had to be practicing with my girl KC and coming up with the parts for the song and just locking in how we wanted the song to feel and locking in the groove because drum and bass is the foundation of the band. If we're not solid, then it'll be harder for everyone else to be solid. So it was great to get
Totally.
with her and practice and just bond and get to know each other and things like that, musically and as friends.
Yeah. So, Casey, drum and bass, you guys come
Mhm.
together. You don't know each other. So, how do you kind of vibe out and get to know each other?
Well, like they say, music is a universal language. So we had that and the understanding of professionalism, and making sure we all understood that we all had to come ready with our parts and, make sure we're solid in our musicianship and our performing levels. So, yeah, I think that was it. That's what brought us together. Hmm.
Awesome. I love it. And what you said about the foundation of the music is so important, right? Because you have the vocals and you have all the other parts of the band, but the drum and the bass is where it's at.
Absolutely. We're the glue. We're holding everything together. feel wise, sound wise. So it's important to lock that in for sure at the beginning. Yeah.
Definitely. And I think when we think of our favorite songs over the course of our lives, right?
Yeah.
You hear the drums and you hear the bass and you're
Absolutely.
like,
Get you
yeah,
going. Yeah, exactly.
you got to get your groove on.
Absolutely.
How do you feel about the current state of representation for women in music, and what changes do you want to see in the industry?
Well, I like to stay glass half full, but we have a long way to go. Shout out to
Yeah.
people like Lizzo who stand up for body positivity and just women rights in general, and just like uh, plus size women like myself. I just, I hope to meet her one day. She's so great. So I just hope to like, also be that one day for people, just a representative, a voice, and hopefully that in the future, other women will be encouraged to do so as well. Yeah.
Definitely. I love that you mentioned Lizzo. I feel like she's just dominated music over the past several
Yeah.
years. I love everything about Lizzo. Like, I love
Absolutely.
her energy.
Same.
Her songwriting, just like
Yeah.
everything she's about. Like,
Her
even her
talent.
TikToks. Like, she's just like so fun. I just want to hang out with her. You know
I
what I
love
mean?
her. She's my spirit human. Not my spirit animal, my spirit human. I just love her. Can't, I just hope to vibe with her one day.
Yeah, like kindred spirits. You're like,
Yes.
we are like
Like
destined to be together,
sister
right?
girl, absolutely.
So I'm all into manifesting
Yeah.
things in our lives. And I feel like because you said this in a public forum, like we just need the powers that be.
Yes, I'm manifesting. Twerking with Lizzo.
We are manifesting you working with Lizzo. Like, come on, we need to tag Lizzo in these comments. She needs to see this. Jojo, this is happening. And when this happens, you're coming back and you're going to tell us what happened with Lizzo.
We're besties.
Love it. Can you share some insights into how you guys bonded as a band and what factors contributed to your relationships?
Right. I think we only bonded over just our professionalism and that we wanted to be represented well on stage. And so we made sure we did our parts as individuals to come together and do well and perform our best. And I think that contributed, I think that solely contributed to our, us doing well and winning Song of the Night.
Yes. Yeah, because I think you need to find yourself as an individual, right? And then just be like, how is this gonna be with a band that I kind of don't know?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Well, Jojo, that's all the time that we have this evening. But thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited to see your journey on this show. And I know I'm going to see you on stage with Lizzo soon. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening, Jojo. This was so much fun. And guys, tune into Bandit on Access TV. Welcome back to Banded, the Encore. I'm your host, Ashley Live. My next guest is the one and only Kelsey Cook from Monochromatic. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. So quick bio on Kelsey. She has been drumming since 10 years old, playing snare in high school and college marching bands, as well as pep, jazz, Latin jazz, and symphonic orchestras. She pursued drumming professionally, earning a degree in percussion performance and performing with the Kansas City Chiefs drum line. Kelsey now calls Nashville home as she continues to pursue her career goals. Welcome, Kelsey, or Casey.
You can call me either one. You can call me either one. I'm Kelsey Cook from KC. So, KC from KC is what they call me. And I'm glad to be here.
Yes, I'm so excited to have you. And I love that you have like all these fun nicknames.
Yeah, as long as they're positive, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it.
So, how are you feeling? Episode 2 is in the universe and you won Song of the Night.
I'm really, really happy, and we worked really hard to get this to how we wanted it to be and sound, and I think we all had a really great time performing it too.
Yeah. So much good energy and vibes up there. Like you all looked so amazing together. You sounded great. And it was the very first song and performance that you guys had together as a band.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you get nervous getting on stage, but
Yeah.
this was a whole new kind of nervous. I had never set stage with people that I had just met and
Yeah.
created this little creature of music, and then to make everybody dance and to create that oneness with the audience. That's what we were trying to do. So hopefully that came out in our performance, and the judges liked it. So
Yes. We all loved it.
thank you.
Of course. So, collaborating with people you don't know can be pretty challenging. How did you navigate through this process and build productive relationships with the rest of your bandmates?
It's a really good question. And I think it's hard to create with people you don't know, or with people you do know.
Yeah.
And then the element of not knowing people was really, really jarring. And I really think that first impressions were important,
Yeah.
and getting to know the people and how they communicated was really important.
Right.
And we didn't have much time to do it. So,
Yeah. And I think when you're with a bunch of people that you don't know, right, you need to know the communication styles and the collaborating styles and strengths and weaknesses and all this stuff. And you're right, you're like pressed for time because you're filming a show, you're writing, you have a coach, you have to perform and practice, and there's like all these other elements, and you're just like, what's going on? I blinked, and then like now we're on stage performing it.
yeah. I mean, the fact that we even just met our mentors,
Yeah.
and then they had to understand what we were trying to do.
Yeah.
So creating our name, creating our vibe, that's where I
Mm-hmm.
think our first song, the banger, was like, let's create that oneness where we can show everybody what we're trying to say, and hopefully it resonates. So we
Yeah.
really, as people, we came together to create really good music.
Yes. And I'm so excited. I mean, we're only in episode 2, so you have quite a bit more songs to show us. I'm really excited to hear all this fun music that you guys have coming out.
Yeah, the banger was hot. The banger was hot. We want to see everybody get engaged, and this is a really great opportunity to have a platform where
Right.
we can all come together and really show everyone what we're made of.
Yeah. And I love that this show is showcasing all of you guys as musicians, right? But then it's not just like one person, it's you and a bunch of other people put in this band together, writing, performing songs as a band. It's not just like you on your own, KC.
No, and I've never really wanted it to be that way. I'm a drummer for a reason. I'm in the back for the
Yeah.
most for the most part. So, um Yeah, I have always wanted to be in a band where everyone matters
Yeah.
and everyone contributes.
Yeah.
I mean, once you do that, it's a higher power, a bigger power, a gigantic power that can reach to, infinite, whatever you call it.
Yeah. So let's talk about the inspiration behind some of the lyrics and the musical elements in this song. How did that all come together to create the final song?
You know, we as monochromatics really had a system where we all were present
Yeah.
for the most part in the writing process. And if we weren't, then I don't think we were giving our best efforts. But when we were, it was something that everybody got to put their flavor in it. And I believe that, the youth of Leah and Ammon really
Hmm.
got the energy going. And when we realized how young they were, but how open-minded they were and their ideas, we all kind of just were like on board with, you know, using a different language
Yeah.
or using Ammon's, I don't know what you call it, beatboxing.
Yeah.
And then JoJo, I mean, she really put a lot of, again, flavor. This song
Hmm.
has a lot of flavor. And then Alicia, she really was doing a great job at keeping the energy up.
Yeah.
And then when I realized that, this is going to be more like a Latin feel, I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. I want to dance while I'm playing. And so we all just got together and realized we also want to make it about dancing
Hmm.
and oneness. So watch me do what I do and connection. And we all
Yeah.
connected while we wrote it. So it's really an honest song.
I love it. And I think the connection is so important, right? Because you're all collaborating together. And then you want that connection to be felt with people who hear this music as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what role do you see music playing in shaping culture and society? And how do you hope your music is going to contribute to that conversation?
These are great questions because I know everybody probably says that because that just gives them a little bit more time to answer the question. But I'm being honest with you because I want you to understand that that question really is why we are writing the way we're writing.
Hmm.
And it's bigger than us. And I say we as representation of me, but also um, what I believe, we decided on when we wrote these songs together.
Hmm.
And honesty is the best policy. And I think if somebody had something to say, they either said it, through the music or they maybe kept it to themselves. And I love that. I
Yeah.
love that because I would rather that be something of honesty and really expressing that than maybe the opposite.
I agree. I
Yeah,
think when you come together with people you don't know how these people personally are, right? And then you're like, okay, we all need to be very honest with each other and we might not like what each other say.
absolutely. Yeah, that happens. And not only do we come from different ages, ethnicities,
Hmm.
backgrounds, but we found the common ground, and it was music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I think within the show, right? Everybody's common ground is music. And it's like they're there because they love it so much. And it's like, and it seems like it's a little bit easier to get along because you all are going for the same goal. Like you just want to work together and use everybody's ideas and collaborate and make friendships and just rock on.
Absolutely. Like, man, I've said absolutely about 3 times now, and I think I really am starting to understand the word absolute.
Yeah.
Everything that happened on this show was absolute, and it's on TV now, and
Yeah.
we are friends now, but it's also
Hmm.
a competition, and
Yeah.
I'm a competitive person, but then again, at the end of the day, that's not maybe my best character, you know, uh, characteristic,
Hmm.
but I'm learning to have fun. And
Yeah.
through this experience, even though there's been competition and nobody's been eliminated, which was
Yeah.
awesome. So the whole concept of the show was really, really great. And I've met so many amazing people, and I'm a
Hmm.
fan.
Yeah. I think it's so awesome. It just brings all these different kinds of people together, right? You're all individually so talented, drummers and bassists and singers and, so on and so forth. And then you're like, oh my gosh, like we're going to be putting bands together and then we're going to write together, but we're also competing. Like this is a competition.
Yeah, you have to have those boundaries. Honesty is the best policy, but then again,
Yeah.
you know, you have your professionalism, you
Right.
have your um, talents,
Hmm.
and you have your team.
Yeah.
So if you can use all three of those things and really focus, sometimes those negative things can, slowly go away. But if you just have one of the three, then you're probably not going to do so well. So you got, you got to have, it takes a village, right? Like,
Definitely.
yeah.
Well, I really enjoyed our conversation. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I can't wait to see and hear all these new songs that you guys come up with.
Thank you, Ashley.
You're so welcome. Have an incredible evening, and we'll see you soon.
I'm so excited. Thank you.
In 15 years, you drink about 15,000 cups of coffee. So Colgate created Optic White Pro Series toothpaste with the power to remove 15 years of stains for a Pro Series smile. Colgate Optic White Pro Series.
Time is what we make it. A single moment can be unforgettable. This is the power of wearing a Bulova. Make bold moves that reverberate across generations.
Welcome back to Banded, the Encore. I'm your host, Ashley Live. And my final guest for this evening is the incredible Alicia Chase from Monochromatics. So a little bit about Alicia. She's from Tempe, Arizona. She was also raised in Dallas and discovered her love for music at an early age, learning to sing and play the piano. Later on, she taught herself to play guitar, honing her skills and developing her own unique style. With a passion for music, she continued singing and performing and now works at Trader Joe's while pursuing her musical career. Welcome to the show, Alicia. How are you?
Well, thank you very much. I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well also. Thank you for having me.
Yes, so excited to have you on. So I would like to talk about the importance of storytelling in your music and how you use your music to convey messages and or emotions.
Okay, so that's a very good point there. To tell a story, to me, like I just love people in general, and I love
Yeah.
connecting with people. And a lot of times that includes like telling a story or just connecting on something that you might share. Music is the same way. It's almost like a conversation, if you will, but through your song. And you want to tell a story that will make somebody gravitate towards it, that they can relate to that story. And I mean, that just makes them want to come back and, whatever mood they're in driving down the road, if they're going through a breakup or if they're in a really good mood or if they're in a crap mood, they're like, I feel like listening to this song because I remember it was like a conversation with somebody that understands where I'm at, kind of like when you listen to
Totally.
Adele when you're eating ice cream crying after a breakup.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there.
I feel like we've all been there, right?
Sorry to everyone on the road during that time. Glad you made it out safe.
Yeah, I think storytelling is so important because when you hear a song that you identify with, you're like, oh my gosh, Adele got broke up with as well? Like,
I thought she was
I thought I was the only one. I thought she was too.
Oh man, we're all human though, right?
Definitely. So for people watching the video of this podcast, you have something very interesting behind you. It looks like there's like a head of some sort. Talk to me about there's a head on the couch.
Oh my God. No, I'm just kidding. This is Alice Cooper. He's not doing well today. He's called out sick. So he's here hanging out.
Wow.
Yeah, he's sick today.
I love it.
He doesn't have much to say, which is why he's my friend, because I have a lot to say normally. So we gel.
So fun, and I'm glad that there's two of you I'm interviewing. So tell me about this Alice Cooper head, because I feel like most of us watching, and most of us in general, do not have Alice Cooper's head in our house. So talk to us about that.
Usually he's on my nightstand. Like I said, great companion, good listener, great listener. I mean, I can just talk all day and I don't get interrupted, and I can't be more thankful. My best friend Amber Williams works for Alice Cooper, and Alice Cooper is thebomb.com, and she is letting me post up in her home right now as we speak. So these are just random things that you find around this household, and you get used to it.
I love it.
Yeah,
it's definitely a fun thing to have in your house. I mean,
it keeps
who else has it?
It's a conversation starter. Let's put it that way.
It totally
You're having
is.
a nice
I mean,
dinner party, and what the hell is that? Well, sorry.
People have lamps and plants and end tables, and you just have like a random bloody head of Alice Cooper.
We have the bloodiest bloody head. It's very realistic.
It really is.
It is terrifying. It used to be in the closet. She had it in the closet when she let me move in, and every time I come in the closet, turn on the light to get my clothes, I'd be like, ah! So that's why I just leave them out. So it's not a surprise anymore.
Exactly. So I want to talk about the influence of Spanish music and culture for Mira May. Talk to me. Did any specific person in the band have any influence on this?
So that was a magical moment for me personally.
Yeah.
I've written some songs with like some folks, but never been put in a position like I was for this show. That was just wild. We've got Steve Diamond. Like when they said that he worked with Eric Clapton, I just lost my mind. Of course, most of the younger folk were more excited about the Miley Cyrus aspect. Respect to that too. But I was like, Eric Clapton, this guy, we're going to make some great music. So anyways, he was really cool. He was just kind of letting us do our thing. And, he wasn't like, I don't know anyone else's experience, obviously, because we were all in our own bubble, like writing our own songs for the competition. But like, he wasn't micromanaging or anything. He just kind of like sat back and let us all groove with it. And basically on that song, we already kind of got to know each other a little bit. And it was clear that Leahona and Ammon are incredibly talented. They love pop music. They're great at it. And like for somebody like me that's like loves like classic rock stuff, I'm a little bit out of the loop. So I was like, thank God somebody here like knows what's cool and now. And so when we were talking about the banger, we have to write a banger song. Um, I remember Leahona was like, "Oh, maybe we could do something we can dance to." And I was like, "What? They dance as well?" So Leah and Ammon just bust out, we can salsa, we can, tango. Like, I don't know all the other kinds of things, but they can dance any type of
Yeah.
dance. Like, they are trained to do it. And I was just blown away. I was like, dang. And so like that became the premise. And then it turned into kind of like they were like salsa dancing, or they were kind of like just doing like Latina stuff. And that kind of came like, what if it was something kind of like a reggaeton song? And then all of a sudden, Joella Jojo, the amazing bassist, just sitting there chilling, busts out this sick bass riff. She's just like, doom, 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 and we're just all like, all right, here we go. And then like you got Casey on the drums, who's like, oh, I already know how to do reggaeton drums. And like everyone's just like bouncing off ideas. Turns out we all know a little bit of Espanol, uno poquito, enough. But of course, Leahona and Ammon, like that's like a second language to them. So they're just like, yeah, it just was like, it was cool. It was magical. And it was a banger.
Yeah.
I mean, it really was. It was incredible.
Yep.
So yeah, that's
Heck
how
yeah.
that went down. That was wild.
Yeah, I love the song. I thought it was such good energy, and you guys looked amazing. You sound amazing, and you ended up winning Song of the Night.
We were ecstatic about that. I mean,
Yeah.
like we kind of like, not that anyone's being cocky. So the interesting part about this show is, in the big home that we were in, the mansion, if you will, everybody's been displaced amongst the house with practice rooms and with the drums and the guitars. So like you can hear people, if you went out to make a sandwich real quick or go to the bathroom, you're like, I wonder what they're doing over there. And then you're like, but there's no time. Got to get back to my band. So like we kind of like understood, but we also didn't want to disclose anything to each other, even though we were a family at this point. Quickly became a family. But like, it's a competition. So like I just remember like when we like threw that out there, like that song was like completely different on the scope than like anybody else, because it was super poppy and just different and Latino. It was cool.
It was so fun.
Dope. And yeah, we thought we might win because we were different than everybody else, but we also weren't sure if that would be like a no, because you just don't know. Like, hey, what was that? But because it was so different, but it ended up working out in our favor, and we were just elated.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, cool.
So, can you talk about some of the challenge you faced when living and working with your bandmates, and how did you overcome them?
Oh my goodness! So it was not. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like. It was like a lot of this, all the songwriting took place in the big house. And so we had our little area, and, Steve would come in with us, and we loved it. I mean, we put in hours of work. I mean, we were putting in hours, and like, we wanted to be ahead of the curve. We wanted to be prepared and like nail it down. Personally, I played a couple different instruments. So like I had to learn, and I'm not like a practicing musician, so I had my work cut out for me. I was definitely a small fish in a big pond, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to step it up for my team. But like, so like the work aspect was like, super, super intense, and like, like, bah. And then when that was done, it was like, now what? Like, now we're all in the house together. Like, who's gonna cook dinner? Like, what dinner are we gonna eat? So like, it was weird at first to try to like figure out like every man on their own, trying to like figure out like, like I was using the stove, or like I was gonna use the stove, but you use the stove. Like those were really weird challenges. And then just trying to like, after everything was all said and done, we had all these practice rooms with all these amazing instruments that our sponsors gifted us. So like everybody would run off to the room. So like you'd have to like take turns with that, but we don't know each other yet. So it was just kind of like, it was like being in Disneyland with no parental guidance, and just being like, like I'm going to cook all the burgers and I'm going to play all the drums. And everyone was just like trying to figure it out. But the cool part was, it would seem like a very difficult thing to kind of get used to, especially if you kind of already have like, you know, kind of like a routine that you normally do. But it was very easy to overcome, honestly, because somehow, including my own band members, everybody in this competition, we all just gelled and became a family, and we all love each other. We have a group chat. We all group chat each other. I mean, there's not a day that somebody isn't like interacting on it. We all had each other's backs, and we all respected each other, and we all made sure that we were all happy and had what we needed, and that we took turns, and that it was really impressive, because I mean, it seems like a perfect storm for a dumpster fire to happen, but it actually was quite the opposite of a dumpster fire, and I can't be more thankful. And I don't know if that will ever happen again, seasons to come. I don't know if we got lucky, but it was not that hard to overcome any obstacles.
I love to hear that, because I think, right, 25 different people from all over the country, different backgrounds, personalities, all that good stuff. But I love that you all came together in your family.
Oh my gosh. I mean, like, for real. Like, I remember Eli's gluten-free, and I was like, this boy's not going to be able to eat gluten-free pizza every night that we got frozen in the fridge. And people would eat his pizza. And I was like, this boy needs to eat, you know, to survive. So, like, I made him gluten-free pasta and stuff. And, like, so did everybody else. Like, we all were, like, looking out for, like, Eli so he could eat food to survive, you know? Because he's celiac. Like, I don't know. Like, we all, like, figured it out together. Like, I don't know. We all just, like, cared a lot about each other and respected each other.
Yeah, and I think as fans, we all love to hear that, because we're like, hey, give us some juicy details about what happened, the drama, right?
Oh, don't get me wrong. There was definitely drama, but I'm sure there are other folks will just fill you in on that. Of course there was drama.
There had to be. There's a lot of you in the house.
But, like, nothing, like, insane, like, you know. But,
yeah,
you know, just like, who stole my sunglasses type of thing. Not like, you know. I don't know. Nothing horrible. Like, in my experience, though. I also kind of kept to myself because I am in my mid-30s and I need my beauty sleep. So I would try to go to sleep in my room, and I ended up investing in, like, one of those headband thingies that has, like, headphones in it. So cover my eyes so I can go to bed and, like, have, like, noise drowning out everything, you know. So, like, oh, man, who knows what went on after that. I don't know.
You were in your own world.
I just needed to not have baggy eyes on TV. It was what I was trying to do.
So what do you enjoy most about the song Mira May?
Oh my gosh, that funky bass line. I mean, it is just like from the get-go. It reminds me of obviously it's a different genre of music, but you know, like old funky, kind of like Michael Jackson music. You're chilling in your car, you're listening to the radio, if anyone does that anymore. And then all of a sudden it's just like, you know, ding, 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 ding. And then like you're just like and like that's how Mira May was to me. It was just immediately off the bat, just that fire, like like you can't help but like move your body, tu cuerpo. And then you're just like, oh my gatos. Like, this song is amazing. It's fuego, it's fuego. And then you get Leahona coming right in, right off the bat. And she's like, setting the stage of, we're on the dance floor and we're about to dance. And it's a dance song and it's all about dancing. It's like, oh my God. Like, you just know it's going to be a banger. And it doesn't stop. There's no like lull where you're like, well, it was cool, but it ended up sucking. Like, no, it just was a really, really high energy, cool song and very different. And all of those reasons, it's just fantastic. I'm very thankful to have been there to witness and help aid in writing that song.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's so cool that you guys are all such a huge part of it. Like the songwriting and the instruments and all that. And then you're performing the song in front of everybody. And it's just like, look at this baby that we're putting out into the world.
Oh my goodness. And their dance skills. Yeah. And like, I wished I could have like watched them more. Like, I wish I could have mira all day. But like, I was so into like my piano, and I was like, oh, but I could see out of the corner of my eye. I mean, they're just twirling around and just like, "Ah," like what? Like nobody else in the competition had that that card to play to deal. Like that was really special, and I'm very thankful, and I'm happy for them, and I love them. I love Leah and Ammon. I think they're going to do amazing things. Ammon sounds
Yeah,
like Justin Timberlake.
that's pretty
I
amazing.
know. It's wild.
Yeah. So that's all the time that we have for this evening. But Alicia, thank you so much for hanging with us on Banded the Encore. I'd like to thank Ammon and Leahona O'Lion, Joella Oliver, Kelsey Cook, and Alicia Chase from Monochromatics. Tune into Banded every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern on Access TV. What did you think of this week's episode? Let me know in the comment section below. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and rock on.